Hello, everybody, and welcome to the ZombiesLvBacon podcast. This is episode 22, season 2. We are back. Might not feel like it's been long for you guys, but because we pre-recorded our other one, it's been almost 2 weeks since we've recorded the podcast.
True.
I'm joined today by Shelby.
Hello, it's me. I'm back.
Shelby's back. She never leaves the podcast, but she left the house for a little bit.
To get my guts cut up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you want to elaborate, or do you want to just think people that you get your guts cut up for no reason?
Well, I mean, the frequent listeners will know why, because I've mentioned it a few times. But no, I got 90% of my stomach removed in surgery because I'm a chunky bitch. So there's that. And I've been recovering at home for 9 days now, I think. That sounds right. 9 days post-op now.
No, that doesn't sound right.
What do you mean?
I don't know. What's time?
On Friday, it was 7 days because I was in for...
What, today's not Friday?
And now it's Sunday.
Sunday?
9 days. I can do maths.
I don't know. I don't know what day it is half the time anyway.
It's definitely Sunday.
Right. Oh, Sunday. Welcome to Sunday, people. Even though you listen to this is Monday.
Whilst I've been home recovering, you've been out doing things, so maybe that's why you've lost days.
Yeah. I have been doing things this week, which has been wild to go do things. Yeah. I go outside. It happens sometimes.
Did you touch grass?
No. Fuck grass.
Went outside, didn't even touch grass.
Didn't touch grass. I touched beer. That was good and important. So, so let me think what I've done this week apart from work. So on Thursday, I went to the Saints Row launch party, which was really a launch for the Saints Row beer, which is, I think it's Keep It Strange Santa is the name of it. And it was delicious.
What did it taste like? What Saints Row taste like as a beer? What was their purpose?
Fruity.
Did it have notes of fruit? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know they have that Tim Tam beer at the same brewery, which is MoonDog Brewery.
They were doing an orange sherbet beer as well.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That actually sounds nice. I'm not a beer drinker, but I would try that at least.
Yeah. We went to MoonDog World. It was in Preston, which is just outside of Melbourne here, sort of inner suburbs. Just in the middle of a warehouse district. But if you imagine, you go in, it's a massive shed with brewery all in it, and then there's a river and a pond and a fountain and basically beach chairs and stuff. All very tropical themed sort of stuff.
It's like an indoor beach.
Yeah, but it was so the whole thing was put on by Play On, formerly of Koch Media, and we did. It's like they had PlayStation set up and they had beer and food and cosplay stuff and just lots of stuff to hype up. In terms of what the actual game itself, there wasn't any new information. It was just sort of a celebration, I guess. It's fun. It was good. Good to meet a few fellow creators that I hadn't met before and a few community members that I haven't met before and good reason to sink a lot of beers, really.
You met the frog in person.
I met the frog in person. He's taller than me.
What? Is he actually?
Yeah.
He looks like he'd be short. No offense, Frog.
Yeah.
I thought he'd be a bit shorter than you, at
definitely,
least. 'Cause you're very tall.
He definitely gives off short person energy.
Poor Frog.
He's taller than me. We caught up. We talked a lot about GTA and stuff and just stuff, really. But yeah, it was good. It was a good sort of chill thing. I think it's kind of weird to go out on a Thursday night and, it wasn't necessarily in the city and everyone's a bit, I guess, weird because it's post-COVID and it's not post-COVID, but we can go out and do things again. So there hasn't been events for a very long time. So everyone's sort of not really sure what you're meant to do with these things anymore.
People are a bit awkward, a bit shy.
That and everyone who plays games are introverts almost. It comes with the nature. But it was good. It was a good event. Everyone had a lot of fun. They did a really good job putting it on. It was a no pressure, just turn up, have some beers, have some chats. I met a few people, like I said, and caught up. And it was good. That was my Thursday night. Mm-hmm. Friday, I went and saw the worst name of a movie ever, but I guess it kind of makes sense, which is DragonBall Super Superhero. It's DragonBall Superhero. Superhero.
DragonBall Super?
It's super. Anyway, it was good. It was really good for fans of the franchise, it's fan fiction for them, really. It's everything they ever wanted and more. Don't go, like, if you're at all interested in seeing this movie, don't go look it up because spoilers are just fucking everywhere. And everyone knows what the number one thing that people want to know when there's like a new Dragon Ball movie or anything like that is there a new transformation? And there's a few, which is what the spoilers are, because people are like, holy shit, this is amazing. Draw fan art. And I'm like, dude, that fan art is just spoilers, because I went in not reading or knowing anything, and I was pretty well blown away by it all. There's a new animation to the last animation. Like each movie, they've tested a new way of animating it. This was a very computer, almost semi 3D, very kind of. It was very sharp. Like it looked crystal clear, sharp on the movie theater, and there's a reason why they do it. And it's a kind of a spoiler, but it's to represent the scale of things that happen in the movie. It's basically they vectored their image so they can stretch it out, and make it bigger. But that's all. The only other thing I'll say about it is what they've done is they've gone through and they've gone, these are all the coolest parts that we feel of the entire Dragon Ball franchise, 30-something years old, and they've gone and just recreated or done a reimagining of it and stuff like that. And like there's some really memey kind of lines in there, which are just quite fun. Everyone sort of jokes about how Piccolo's a father figure now, and they basically just lean into that. He's Mr. Dad for most of the film.
Does he make dad jokes at all?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he picks up Gohan's kids from daycare and has plushies, and it's full on daddy. He's daddy Piccolo now. That's what I mean. It's like what was a meme on the internet is now like, he's Daddy Piccolo. He used to be King Piccolo the Destroyer, the Demon King. He was the major villain for the first Dragon Ball franchise. And now he's Daddy Piccolo, who they pay in plushies to pick up their kids from daycare. There's just little things that they point out, like they the fact that everyone's Earthlings, right? And then the villains, in quotation marks, of the movie are like, have you ever noticed how like there's a certain amount of people that don't seem to be from Earth hanging around this place where it's very strange and they have lots of futuristic technology? It's like, you know what? It's about time someone pointed that out, because everyone's really cool about it up to this point in this fucking show. But yeah, one of the best lines particularly for Dragon Ball fans is that Bulma rocks up in the ship with the heap of the Z fighters. She's like, I've rounded up all the strongest fighters on Earth, and Krillin's here too. It's like it's great. It's just little memey stuff like that. So, like I said, it's a bit of a fan letter. I was reading a review today, and it made a valid point that there's not many franchises that have been going for that long that are still doing new and exciting things. I mean, you even look at like The Simpsons, right? That is a dead horse.
Yeah, last night I put on, I think it was the second most recent season of The Simpsons, and it was not good.
The way I would put it is forgettable.
Yes.
It's just forgettable. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Where, like, I watched this Dragon Ball Super, and I'm just like, man, they could do another season or two, and I'll watch it. Like, Dragon Ball Super was 100 and something episodes, and that just came spun out of a movie. Now they've done this, which is it's fast forward, I think, 3 years or something since the last outing, which was the Broly thing. Which Broly was a fan letter in itself, because Broly was a non-canon character that they made canon. And spoilers, well, not really spoilers. It's kind of expected, but Broly's in this movie as well. He's back, he's canon. Not only that, they did I'd love to break this down like new Rockstar style for this movie. I know I'm talking a lot about Dragon Ball, but fuck you guys, it's great. They put up on the screen, they were talking about characters. They do a lot of referencing, like I said, to like major parts of the franchise. They were referencing video games, and characters that were in video games. They're not in the manga or in the show or anything. They're in the video games, and I'm like, are they canon now? Do I have to go back?
They just get validated.
They just got canonized.
Yeah. Just
like that. I don't want to say who, because I don't want to spoil the sort of the plot of the movie. But I'd love to just go through and go, because, it's semi-spoilerish if you're a pervert, right? But this particular character, for whatever reason, has a lot of fan art made of her, and she's only a video game character. So I feel like because the internet talked about it so much, then they just kind of canonized it and said, you know what, this character's canon anyway. That story's fine. It can come in.
Fans like to see her titties. Let's make her canon.
It's not like that.
No, that's what I got from what you said.
That's what okay. Let me send you a picture, right, of this character.
Oh, excellent. Is this a nudie picture of a...
No, I just like you say you say titties. It's not. That's what my point. So I don't want to mention it because it's like I think because the movie literally just dropped in America today.
Don't spoil it for the fans.
It's a little too soon. Jumping the gun. Where's the podcast? Over here. But yeah, so it was good. It makes me want to go play video games. It makes me wait for more comment, more content from them. I don't know if they will though, but that's the character, normal form.
I see.
But that's not. And then there's another form as well because everyone transforms.
Well, anyway, so at least it's come out today for the Americans, so it's like you got an early viewing. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and look, I'd be remiss in not saying. Okay, so everything changed with Demon Slayer because Demon Slayer made a fuck ton of money, and they realized that animated movies make a fuck ton of money. Also, total side note here: we did a poll on my Twitter to ask what is the worst made movie. A lot of them were video game or anime to live action. Everyone agrees Dragon Ball Evolution is the worst live action movie, which is, to my point, they don't need to make live action movies. The animated ones can make plenty of money. So Dragon Ball Super dropped this movie, as well as now at the moment in Fortnite, they dropped a heap of Dragon Ball skins, transformation skins. You can even go to Worlds and watch episodes of Dragon Ball Super for nothing.
Fusion emote.
It's
the
just
Dragon Glider.
They've done it right. The marketing's good.
Yes, and I'm not really a Dragon Ball fan, but I have to say that avatars and stuff in Fortnite look really good. And I mean, they do that a lot with all of their anime.
Well, one of the biggest trademark thing from Dragon Ball is the Kamehameha beam, which is the big light beam, and that's an item you can pick up, and it's just it's a disrespect, I guess, to a certain degree that I would finish that. That's the final move. So it comes down to a 1v1 in Fortnite, and I'll drop a Kamehameha beam. And yeah.
Is it Kamehameha? Kamehameha.
What the hell are you saying?
It's called Kamehameha.
She speaks as if she's watched more than 2 hours of Dragon Ball.
But that's it's a meme as well. I know it. I know the word. It's definitely not a Kamehameha. That sounds wrong. That doesn't sound right.
All right. Well, you know what? We're going to have to watch all 400 episodes of Dragon Ball
I just watched a movie for you.
One movie.
What was the movie we watched? Which one was that? That was all right.
Yeah. We watched the uncanonized movie. Because they released that movie and then it did really well. And they're like, oh shit, people still like Dragon Ball? So then they recut it and changed it and made that the first season of Dragon Ball Super. But the short version was just to watch the movie because I knew I couldn't convince you to do it.
Fair enough.
Anyway, that's enough Dragon Ball talk for starters. And then, Saturday? I went out for some drinks, some friends, and caught up with a heap of. Well, it turned out to be almost like a ORP GTA roleplay meetup. I think even maybe you could probably rival it if we did one in PAX, but there's a lot of ORP people there and drinking. It was good. It's good to catch up and see everyone, meet everyone in real life, and talk to people that you only ever heard their voices before. It's always kind of weird because it's we've played games for literally thousands of hours together, but this is the first time that we've seen each other.
It's a lot of them. It's the first time you would have seen them since the pandemic, at least, as well.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of people. It's just meeting for the first time, but we just pick up where we left off. But we just these are the Discord conversation that we last had, and we'll just continue it now in person. Away you go. But yeah, it was good. It was good to catch up and do a little bit meet everyone and stuff like that. But it was good to. We went to a few places. We went into the city, got some food and stuff like that, and then we ended up at GGEZ, which is the sports bar. Esports bar that's here in Melbourne. Which is just really chill and nice venue. A few slurp juices, going back to the Fortnite theme. That's one of their cocktails. It has Gamer Guy bathwater.
What's that like? What's in it?
It's alcoholic bubble tea with lots of alcohol.
Okay.
There's a few. They have a heap of cocktails which are like bubble tea cocktails. But they have all the little orbs in there and stuff, which is fine at the start of the night. But then when you sort of had a few, then all of a sudden you go to take a sip of your drink and you suck down a heap of Orbeez. It's like, that's a bit.
Yeah, that's like when I went to Be Lucky and Sons during that PAX that we last went to, and I had this massive cocktail with like 4 straws in it, 2 panda plush toys hanging on straws, and it was filled with jelly cubes and boba in the bottom.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that was going to be the case, and I was just trying to drink it and just get cubes and bits.
I think there was at one point, we were like, Krillin was picking a drink, and I'm like, all right, do you like gargling on balls? And then everyone stopped. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? I'm like, Orbeez, like they're bubble tea, you know.
Boba pills.
It's fine. I'm not a filthy animal. It's fine.
Sometimes you are, yes.
Sometimes.
So meanwhile, you're out having all these adventures. There's me at home being very jealous and just being like, "Oh yeah, I drank some soup. Good job, Shelby." It's my week, basically.
Well, it's 2 weeks till DreamHack. So more stuff. I've also got an event that I'm helping out a friend, Alchemy, who is a coder and creative individual on Twitch. He's running a game show, which I'm going to be representing Melbourne for. That's on the 3rd. So we've got that coming up. And then, man, there's a Ubisoft event the following week, fucking 3 a.m. at Fortress, once again, where they're going to announce some games that aren't really unannounced. I assume they're going to probably announce some new Assassin's Creed stuff. We just hit an anniversary for that. And it was also on that same night, there's a premiere for a GoldenEye documentary, as in GoldenEye the game, not the movie that the game was based on. But unfortunately, I'm out of town. We're both out of town that weekend.
Yeah, that's the weekend everything is happening, unfortunately.
And that's the weekend we're going to our wedding, so we won't be able to
be normal people.
That means we'll probably have to pre-record that podcast as well, because
we
won't be around.
Oh, no.
And then the following week after that is the CrunchyRoll Festival here as well. So we'll be going to that. It'll be apart from, DreamHack's DreamHack, but CrunchyRoll will be our first expo since PAX, really. Proper expo.
Yes. Yeah. Probably get some sort of disease from being around so many people.
Yeah, they call it weeb.
Weeb disease? It's just when people smell like BO.
You can go to a maid cafe. They usually have a mad cafe there.
Let's go.
It's usually absolutely packed though.
Oh yeah, good point.
I'm very excited. Last time I went to AnimeFest it used to be called MadFest for Mad Men. And it changed to AnimeFest, and now it's CrunchyRoll because CrunchyRoll owns everything, and it's all owned by, I think, Sony's.
Pretty sure I went to AnimeFest like years ago. I used to be a cosplayer, and I used to go to like every event every year that I could.
I thought that was one of the other ones you said you went to.
I've been to Supernovas and Oz Comic Cons and Armageddon and
it's one of those.
Else.
I'm pretty sure because AnimeFest hasn't been around that long. They've only done a few.
Oh, okay.
I've been to a couple of them. And then I think it used to be a part of something. I don't know. I shouldn't speculate and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, last time I went, they had a heap of cosplay stuff, had a heap of artist stuff. They had Bandai Namco there showing off some cool shit as well. And they had a Sword Arts online like exhibition thing there where they showed like drawn art and like all the different stages of animation and had some cells and stuff to have a look at. And then they had. They were premiering the latest season of Sword Art there as well. So we got to go to that. And we went and saw, like, they always have, like, movies, like, early runs to movies and stuff there. Which was good. The year before that, we went to go to the premiere for the My Hero Academia movie, which was pretty nuts, seeing the voice of All Might was there as well.
I love him.
Who is also the voice of Vegeta, was there to greet us and launch the film. So it was very cool. It's a very cool event. And not a lot of people go to it because it's sort of like, anime, that's that thing that I watch sometimes and pretend to know. It's more than that though. Like they have like heaps of like weeb cars, and like I mentioned, they had the maid cafe and all that sort of stuff. So it's a very it's a big event. It's not just look at anime and cosplay. It's lots of cool stuff.
I'm definitely keen. I want to go look at the Artist Alley stuff and things.
Yeah, they got a ton of that.
I love. I've always enjoyed browsing the art stuff.
There's almost half the expo is Artist Alley from memory last time, so it's kind of nuts. So there's that, and then after that, you end up in October, and then 2 weeks later, it's PAX, I think.
And then my birthday.
And Ophelia's birthday.
What do you mean? It's my birthday too.
I forgot it's her birthday at the same time.
Yeah, day before.
Yeah, she's the Monday, you're the Tuesday.
Yep.
So, I mean, you're talking about, oh man, I'm staying home and I'm missing out on it's just beginning. Very busy times ahead.
It is. It's that the back end of the year, especially now that COVID is, people are starting to pretend it's over. Again, things are getting a bit hectic. So
Yeah, there was a lot of it was just like talking to people at the bar and stuff last night, and they're like, "Man, I got so lucky. I never got COVID." And someone else like, "Yeah, me too. I never got COVID." I'm like, "Great, you'll just fucking jinx it. Let's see what happens next."
yeah, it's always the people who are like, I've never had it, and then the next week they've got it.
They've got it, and away they go.
You don't tempt fate. Don't do it.
Yeah, so it's a busy 2 months ahead, I guess. Just shit going on. And look, I want to be that guy, but I just want to have a quick mention. This is all in Melbourne. Get fucks every other state.
Yeah, a lot of gaming stuff doesn't really happen elsewhere.
It used to be like this. I'm talking the golden old days. It used to be EB Festival in Queensland, RTX in Sydney, and PAX in Melbourne. And it was like 1 month after the other. And it was like for a nerd's dream. It was just fucking great. You'd travel once a month and go hang out with a heap of people. It was very cool. Now DreamHack, CrunchyRoll Festival, PAX, which is sort of replaced the EB Festival, is all Melbourne. So yeah. It's kind of nuts. But it's like I was looking at talking like games and nerdy shit. Even with all this happening, one thing that is kind of noticeable is there isn't a lot of games coming out, like at all, really. So just to give you a heads up. So we're in August now. September's next, right? We got The Last of Us, which is a remake. So
yes,
whatever. Yeah. Splatoon 3, which is really for the Splatoon fans at this point. Which it's a fun game, but no one's lining up to get crazy about that. That's it for September. So,
isn't there something happening around PAX, particularly like a game that's coming out that we need to play?
It's Deliver Us to Mars comes out in September. It's not a AAA game, but we love it. It was good, so that's fine. PAX used to have Midnight Suns there, but they delayed it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's gone. There's a Dragon Ball game and a No More Heroes is getting ported to PlayStation after PAX, but again, not very big. The new Mario Rabbids game is after PAX as well. Again, sort of, niche. Gotham Knights, okay, yeah, not bad, maybe. That's it for October.
Oh my God.
I think
everything's coming out in December.
I think Overwatch 2 drops in October. And
that's the one I was thinking of. That's it.
Well, it's Overwatch 1.1, let's be honest.
Yes, exactly.
November's bigger. You've got Skull and Bones, God of War, Modern Warfare 2, the new Pokemon, and Black Panther movie, not the game, is coming out in November.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So that's better, I guess. I know it feels very. There's not a lot going on, and it's one of the things that I noticed with like Saints Row's come out next week. That's probably going to pop off because there's nothing else around it.
Probably.
It's a little bit like Stray. Stray came out at a great time because there was nothing else to play.
Everyone
jumped on it. So
yeah.
Kind of wild. There's a lot of people that are playing Spider-Man at the moment, which just dropped on Steam.
And it's got modders modding it galore, including, did you see the story of what happened with one of the modders?
Which one?
Okay.
Wait, hang on.
The homophobic one.
Okay, yes, I did see that.
Yes. So one of the first mods that really came out was a mod to replace all like the LGBT flags in the game with like American flags. And they banned that motto and got rid of it all off of all the platforms, basically.
And then told anyone who was complaining about it to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, which is fair enough, honestly.
Yeah, I did see that, and at the end of the day, the guys who run the modder site and the whole modding thing, they don't have to put up with your bullshit. They can do whatever they want. So
yeah, and I feel like you need to really evaluate your life choices if one of the first things you do when you see a queer flag is go, I need to fix that or replace it. You need to take a long, hard look at yourself.
Yeah, fuck off. That game's not for you. Even though that game's a fucking A+, 10 out of 10, 100% best experience you could probably get.
Play a different game.
Like if you could only play one game in your life and it was that Spider-Man game, you've done well in your life. But if you hate gays, you're not allowed to play it. Fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off.
Bad. So sad. But no, there was the other mod that I saw where you can change, so you don't have to play as Spider-Man anymore. You can play as Uncle Ben's headstone.
What? Yeah. I didn't see that one.
Yeah, you can play as the grave.
Oh my goodness. I saw one where you couldn't, what's that big guy's name? Fucking, what, big the huge lad?
Oh.
No.
Kingpin.
Oh, he's like, Kingpin. A game where instead of playing as Spider-Man, you're playing as Kingpin. It's just this big bloke flying through the air. It's great.
I reckon it's great. I mean, that's I guess that's PC gaming for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was always the argument of like, why play Skyrim on console when Skyrim on PC is a different game? That was like always the argument. And then the big thing was like, how do we bring all these mods to console? And they eventually got some resemblance of it. Nowhere near the same, but some resemblance of it.
Well, that's the thing. You can get like the Legendary Edition now, which has all of their Creation Club mods.
Yeah, remember how I was playing it and you're like, that's weird that all these things are missing. And then you go, hey, did you even turn on the mods? I'm like, of course I did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Still a great game.
It's still very good.
But it's I mean, if you ever think about it, it's the same thing with GTA and the whole 5M stuff and all that sort of stuff. Like, it's bad news, I know, everybody, but GTA 6 is going to drop on consoles first. It's not coming. It's not going to go to PC.
No, don't say that.
Not day one. Why would they? They've done it with nothing else.
Well, maybe they'll change, but I believe people can change for the better. And maybe,
they've done it with nothing else.
Maybe the way Rockstar releases games, they can change as well.
Kind of annoyed that they apparently they were in the process of remaking GTA 4. And if anyone's ever played GTA 4 on PC in the last like 3 to 5 years, it's dog shit. Like, it does not run well. It basically hate fucks your computer the entire time that you try to play it. And it's just like, it's the opposite of optimized. It's like allergic to PC gaming, which is really unfortunate because, again, with mods and stuff like that, that game can be brought up to being quite good rather than trying to play it on your PS3 or your Xbox 360 and hoping that it runs. So they were in the process of remaking that. And then they're also remaking Red Dead Redemption, which didn't even drop on PC, the first one, which I didn't even finish it because it was just kind of getting a bit rough to play by the time I got around to playing it. I will play it and finish it one day. But if they remade it, I'd fucking do it tomorrow. But they've just canned all that. Well, haven't canned it, but paused all that so they could get all men on deck for making fucking GTA 6 because they need to push that out the door. I don't think we'll see GTA 6 for another 2 years, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. I think we're that far out, unfortunately. It's such a big game. And we know what it's like when you're just playing with GTA 5 files. It's like,
there's a lot going on.
You could put it all together and then you could spend the same amount of time putting it all together just fucking trying to make the thing work the way you want it to work. So once they get this big scope and stick it all onto one game, they're going to have that much bugs and fixing and all that sort of shit to do. And then there's the inevitable, how do they release it without the servers dying on day one and all that sort of shit. So it's years away. I'd reckon like this time next year, we'll probably get a trailer for it. That's what I'd say. And then they'll pump it up for pre-orders and whatever, probably the year after that.
It's one of those games now that every week there's a new rumor about it as well.
There's a new rumor about it because there's probably literally thousands of people working on it right now.
Rumored to be in London, rumored to be set in a French town, all these sort of weird location-based things.
I think the consistent rumors are it's LA with like a fictional Cuba as a secondary scening.
That would be cool.
And then it's all about drug running and all that sort of stuff between the two.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I feel like that's probably was the original. It's one of those things where like that was probably the original idea, but it's evolved since and it's chopped and changed and whatever else. And like we talked about like DC and stuff on last podcast and how that shit sort of evolved and changed and stuff like that. And did we talk about Uncharted? I think we talked about Uncharted
a little bit. Yeah, we did.
How when they agreed and signed up and said we're making an Uncharted movie, it had Mark Wahlberg attached to it.
And then it took so long that he was too old. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that sort of thing where they're just going to have to change it up a little bit, change it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's that thing. I think regardless, whatever they do, that they're just going to break records for it anyway. So
yeah, it's also I guess similar now in size and like popularity to whatever the follow-up to Skyrim will be from Bethesda, which was announced how many years ago and is still way in development and nobody's
Is it even in development? I thought they just announced it.
They announced it. They had that little trailer with like only just like a flyover of the land, nothing special, and that's it. So they announced it, basically. Who knows if that's going to happen again anymore.
Do you think that Skyrim is as big as GTA?
I do think generally that Elder Scrolls games are as big as GTA games.
How many copies? Don't look this up. How many copies do you reckon Skyrim sold in the first day? 1 day, 24 hours.
5 million.
How many?
5 million? I don't know.
No.
I don't know what to scope these things as.
Skyrim sells 3.5 million in the first 2 days.
Okay. What about GTA?
How much GTA 5? Yes.
1.6 million.
GTA in 1 day, 24 hours, 11.2 million.
Okay, but like how many to date though?
No, it still wins.
Nah. Like, I just still think they're both.
Hey, GTA 5 hasn't dropped out of the top 20 of most sold PlayStation games.
I'm just saying they're both incredibly popular.
Ever. Since it came out in 2013. 10-13.
They're both incredibly popular series.
No. You can fit 100 Skyrims in GTA.
No way.
Yes, way.
No way.
GTA 5 holds the record as the highest entertainment property that made $1 billion in 3 days. Billion with a B. It's higher than any Marvel movie.
All right then.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is why it's like people don't understand. Like, there's no movie, TV show, there's no Game of Thrones, there's no fucking concert, nothing that compares to a GTA game.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the thing is, it still makes millions upon millions of dollars a month, which is insane now, 10 years later. And yeah, this is why we haven't had a GTA 6 sooner, because it hasn't dropped out. It hasn't dropped out. Let's go. Yeah. GTA 5, how much money has GTA 5, it's fucking autocomplete. How much money has GTA 5 made till now in 2022? At least over $6 billion.
That's because they have an online component.
GTA Online rakes in $800 million from shark cards alone a month.
What's a shark card?
It's when you buy in-game currency.
It's real money. I haven't actually put a lot of time into GTA Online.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of time to do anything in GTA Online.
Mm.
GTA series has sold 370 million copies up to date this day. So do you want to look up the Skyrim? How many copies sold? How many copies sold? Look at that. All the completes as well. Skyrim 30 million. So what I say? 10 into?
Okay. Well, it's still a lot. It's still a big series.
Yeah, GTA 5 alone, the standalone, has sold over 160 million copies, according to Take-Two. Yeah, and then 800. They make 800 million a year in microtransactions.
That's nuts.
That's insane. GTA. Oh my god, GTA 5 makes $15,000 every 10 minutes.
I wish that was me. I'd like $15,000 every.
To put it in some perspective, you've got Red Dead Redemption 2 sold 43 million units, which they consider a flop in that sense. NBA 2K series, so that all the NBA 2Ks combined, sold 121 million, so still less.
Mm-hmm.
The entire Assassin's Creed franchise, so all of the games combined, is the same amount as GTA 5.
Right. Okay.
So Ubisoft's gone for quantity over quality. No, that's not true. They're still fucking good games. They've definitely gone over quantity over. Yeah, so it's like people don't realize that it's just like it's insanity. It's just GTA prints money.
It does.
Just absolutely prints money. What am I looking at? Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, boy. So looking at just franchises in general, right? So, for example, Fortnite. Right, Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 1,800 million a year Fortnite makes, which is more than League of Legends. That's 1,750 million a year. And remember, we said that Grand Theft Auto is like 800 million a year. So
yeah,
Fortnite's nearly let's go up from here though. Niantic, Pokemon Go, 1,920 million a year. Free Fire, I've never even heard of Free Fire.
What is Free Fire?
No idea.
Free Fire is a survival battle royale on mobile.
2,130 million a year.
Oh my god. We need to develop an app.
This next one.
What is it?
Roblox.
Oh no.
2,290 million a year.
Yeah, not surprised.
Kind of wild. Tencent, who owns Tencent owns PUBG now, I think, and a lot of others.
Yes.
2,320 million a year plus 2,450 million a year in publishing. So
My
all
God.
up, that's like 5,000 million a year. Tencent. It's a big company, man, and it's so many mobile games. and stuff like
PUBG, Honor of Kings, League of Legends, mobile, I guess.
that. Yeah, so that's the
Ring of Elysium, Naruto Online.
No, that's not mobile. They own they own a portion of League of Legends and stuff like that. I think they own all League of Legends. They own a portion of a lot of publishers and stuff like that. They just got money, obviously.
Yeah.
A couple other honorable mentions. Candy Crush still up here, 1,660 million a year, still higher than Grand Theft Auto. This is what I'm talking about. People whinge and cry about Diablo Immortal. And it's like, why'd they make this game from mobile? Why they drop Apex Legends from mobile now? And why are they getting new heroes when Apex Legends, the main game's not getting them? It's because these mobile games are money. Pure Candy Crush at 1,660 million a year.
It's like a very high percentage of mobile gamers in places like China.
That's double the
as well.
revenue of GTA 5. Absolutely. Yes, China's a huge market, but it's not just China. It's worldwide. Mobile performs better than your normal games. That's why they're doing it.
Yes.
And then every time people complain, it's like, why is this a $60 game? And why is there microtransactions and stuff like that? It's like, well, this is what they do to try and match it with these mobile games. And every time that everyone goes, I'm not playing it anymore, it flops because of it, then that game just dies because it might as well just turn into a mobile game that's a Tetris ripoff. Who cares? Things like AFK Arena, 1,450 million a year.
That's too much.
All right, here we go. Some Call of Duties are in here now. Call of Duty's Modern Warfare, which I assume would include their Battle Royale, 1,910 million a year. FIFA, 1,080 million a year. Cold War, so Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, 678 million a year. Oh, look at this. Bloody Animal Crossing, 654 million a year.
Is that their mobile game?
It just put Nintendo. It's a Nintendo.
It should be. I think that the only one that they would make that sort of money on is Pocket Camp. It's a mobile app.
No. So when I say Animal Crossing, I mean like Nintendo as a brand and their Nintendo first party games. Yeah. So like CD Projekt Red's in here at 609 million a year. So Electronic Arts, or they've put Sims as their highest earner. It's 462 million a year, which is And Bethesda's right down the bottom here at 454 million a year.
Wow.
So games are huge, and this is something that the Australian government has pushed really hard for, but they struggle to like get the message across. Is like making films and making TV shows and music is all well and good, but if we could make games in Australia, oh baby,
big money,
big money,
big money,
big money. So it also brings up that whole argument of, hey, do you reckon you could probably pay your staff a little bit better? Means you're earning that many million a month. Developers. I mean, Rockstar's a great example. They had a studio in Queensland.
They did, actually, yeah.
Yeah, and they shut it down.
I think they have one in Sydney now.
They shut it down. What was the game? The detective game?
Oh, fuck, what's it called?
The game.
That's going to hurt my brain.
Detectives, and they do detective stuff, and their faces look weird.
Oh, fucking LA Noire.
Yeah, LA Noire. So they did that. That was an Australian-made game, and then they closed the studio afterwards because they downsized. They don't need them anymore. And, GGs. But anyway, moving on to other things. Still in the realms of esports and games and all that sort of stuff. Last week was the World Excel Championships.
I want to be good enough at Excel to be in the World Excel Championships. I think I'm pretty close.
It was weird to watch.
What sort of things did they have to do?
Solve equations, sort out sheets, take a heap of dirty data and put it into something clean. I got really excited about some transposing.
Huh.
It was some heavy nerd shit. I just want to meet the audience. Like, I want them to like sell out a stadium for Excel championships and then be like, see, they, you know how there's got the, you go to a CS:GO thing and there's people sculling beer and out of their shoes in the crowd and got signs that say "I fucked your mum" and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's like you go to an Excel championship and they'll have like some weird formula that only nerds get on a board that they're waving in the crowd. Like, oh my god, he solved it. That's a VLOOKUP formula. It's so good. Oh my god, it's such a weird thing. But I was watching. There was someone was streaming on YouTube, and they were doing like shoutcasting for it and stuff like that. And there was thousands of people watching. There's thousands. I guess I could always fall back on if my gaming career doesn't go anywhere. I'll just.
Well, you have a spreadsheet for work that's so big that you struggle to load it sometimes. So I mean,
Yeah, I had to install an SSD in my laptop just to load my big bad boy spreadsheets.
Yeah, I'm getting to that point with mine. But yeah, I mean, you could become an Excel master.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, yeah. Is there money in it? Can you stream it on Twitch?
I'm literally going to look that up right now. Excel Championships prize money. $10,000.
Oh, that's not much. But do people stream it on Twitch? Like stream Excel spreadsheets on Twitch? That's what I want to know.
The FMWC Open 2022 Financial Modeling World Cup.
Financial modeling. Oh my god.
That sounds awful.
That does sound really bad.
Yo, man, it's like, hey, baby, on my Tinder profile, I'm a Financial Modeling Championship 2022 back-to-back winner.
I'm kind of impressed, though. That means that person's pretty smart.
A lot of fun to take part, and it's a good option if you're an Excel whiz, but you don't have to be a technical finance knowledge for the regular rounds. That is the winner of the regular season 2021. Oh my god, these headshots look like they're from LinkedIn.
I mean, they would. Imagine if you're on LinkedIn and you could put that you're the financial modeling champion of the world on your LinkedIn profile.
You don't even know what that was up until 1 minute ago.
Yeah, but like anyone would see that and be like, "Oh my god!" Like obviously, if you put it on your LinkedIn profile, you might get like some headhunting going on.
Oh my god! They got all these quotes from like previous winners. This one here: "Never thought I'd be on ESPN before my brothers." He's probably got like a heap of footballing brothers. They're like, "Yeah, man, these guys will be in it there." Oh man, God! Signing up for FMWC Open is what's called a prime pro gamer move.
A gamer move. It's not. I wouldn't say it's a game.
The FMWC Open is a fantastic competition. I particularly enjoy how it's meant to be televised on ESPN before any other. What? I'm sorry. This whole thing took a turn.
What?
I particularly enjoy how it's meant to. How it has. Oh, it's poorly. So how it's meant, as in how it means to him, right? Mm-hmm. To be televised on ESPN before any of my other athletic friends. Okay, all right, I'm good. I got there. I thought that said autistic friends. And I'm like, what?
I mean, it's a spreadsheet championship.
Oh, man. That guy needs a grammar fixed. It's the spell check in Excel, my dude. You can do this.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre. Anyway, to sign into... Oh, my God. You can buy...
Do they have T-shirts?
Oh, my... Wait, what is this?
What have you found?
The FMWC Open Snake Championships.
Oh, we can do that.
Snake 1.
Like Nokia Snake.
Wait, how does that work? You can code Snake into XL and play Snake?
Yeah, have you not done that? I've not necessarily done. I've been sent a file that has that in it, like games in it.
So then it's a championship to play Snake and XL.
We used to in the high school when I was like 13. Used to trade USB sticks that had Excel spreadsheets on them. When you opened them, there were games in them.
Yeah, do you know what we used to backload text games onto our graphic calculators.
We did that a little bit too. Yeah,
we had it. Everyone just played Drug Lords, which was it's basically like playing the stock market, but it was drugs. So you go to different towns and buy drugs, and go to other towns where they sell higher and sell high, and then buy what's low there. And go to other towns to sell them high elsewhere.
That sounds like education when you're trying to avoid it.
Yeah.
In math class, doing math on your calculator, but you're really playing Drug Lords, but that's also math.
It's still math. I'm still calculating what my cocaine's worth.
Yeah, I've seen people doing like Minecraft.
Like if it's selling at 32 in New York, and if we head over to LA right now and it's selling at 120, all right, I'm going to buy what I can of the 32 and go over to LA, and I can make that, what's that, $88 profit? See? Mathematics right there. It's like, I don't understand why schools don't do it more often. Maybe they should get schools to run a drug operation, understanding how to sell keys, weighing, chopping down coke, selling it, making sure that the boss man gets a cut. There's a lot of maths involved.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Yeah, so why aren't schools doing it?
I mean, you could technically do it in home economics.
Best of Tetris? I gotta get off this website. I'm sorry. I've gotten sidetracked by the XL championships of the world.
Well, where is it held? Let's go next year. Let's do it.
It's probably held in fucking
Let's fly around the world and go to the Excel spreadsheet.
I'm sure the Australian one's held in Canberra. That'd be
you know what? Boring. You're probably not wrong.
That'd be a real boring place to be.
Or Perth, maybe.
Perth? They don't have computers in Perth, do they?
Oh, yeah, fair point. Maybe Adelaide.
Adelaide? That's the tech capital of Australia, have you not heard?
Oh, true, that's where all the streamers live now. Adelaide is streamer town. It's like Australia's Texas.
It's not, but sure.
It is. It totally is.
No, they want you to think it is, but it's not.
Oh, well.
Have you ever heard of that like Australia was offering like all these tax breaks and shit like that and all these grants to get all the tech companies to move to Adelaide because they wanted Adelaide to be Australia's Silicon Valley.
Crazy.
Yeah, it just didn't really work. Mainly because Queensland's a greedy bitch and they like did tax breaks for everyone and all like media in general, all the movies and everything get filmed up there. Plus, it's just nicer. Adelaide's kind of Adelaide.
Yeah.
It's nice if you like churches.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. But yeah. Other than that, other news. There was a thing. I was reminded of the thing I saw on TikTok. I saw a couple things on TikTok that I want to talk about. This first one was this woman that works in retail, and she was working a Sunday shift all by herself in this little store. And this woman came up, and she basically presented what she claimed to be a gift card, but it was just like a printed off $50 in the logo on a piece of paper. And she's like, "Well, this doesn't look like a gift card because we have actual gift cards, so I don't know what to do with this." She couldn't get a hold of her boss or anything like that. And the customer's yelling at him like, "How could you not know how to put through a gift card?" It's like, it's not a gift card. And I don't put anything through because it literally has no numbers or a barcode, nothing on it. So what the fuck am I meant to do? And I was just like this stalemate where the customer's like, "This is worth money." And they're like, "This is a piece of paper." And then when they eventually got to the bottom of it, when she got in touch with her boss and everything else, I was like, "Oh yeah, they were our gift cards like 5 years ago."
Yeah, I know a lot of like businesses, including my own back when I had a small business. That were just a printed piece of paper that I signed and put the money on and then get because customers would want to buy gift certificates for people.
Yeah, but like everything now, it's like basically a glorified FPOS card that you give them, and they swipe it and put their pin in. That's like a gift card these days, right? Anyway, it reminded me of a story. We won 2 free pizzas from a radio station when I was a little tiny kid, right? And all it was they printed off 2 free peaches, thanks for something, whatever, blah, 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 signed by whatever, right?
I can see this is going to go towards you guys getting rejected.
Oh, no. Quite the opposite.
Okay.
We photocopied it.
Oh, no.
So we photocopied it, and then we went in and got our 2 pizzas. And like they didn't even check it or nothing. They just screwed up, threw in the bin, gave us our 2 pizzas. And
makes you wonder how many of those they were giving out to people that they didn't have to worry about.
Well, we kept photocopying it.
How many times?
I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
But we ate pizza like twice a week, every week for like months.
And what led to it stopping? Like,
we just felt like we couldn't get away with it anymore.
Were you ever questioned or like
no,
anyone?
Just walk in, give us 2 free pizzas, we throw it in the bin again.
You were probably like they were probably noticing that they had like massive losses in their.
I was like 10
in their books.
It was like Domino's or something. Like it was Pizza Hut or Domino's, one of those ones.
Well, if it's a chain, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
If it was like a small business, I'd feel guilty.
No. It wasn't like it was. But the thing is, it was like Domino's. I'm pretty sure it was Domino's. Although I'm not sure if Domino's was open. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You'd think they'd have some kind of system to track.
You think? Well, I mean, it was a long time ago, but yeah.
But yeah, I just remember like because I remember not only did I photocopy it and like used it to get a few pizzas a few times, right? I photocopied it and gave it to my friends and stuff as well, and they photocopied it, gave it to their friends, and I gave it to my brother. He photocopied it, gave it to their friends. I don't know how many times they were getting fucking.
You
vouchers.
Never steal a pizza, you plagiarize a pizza certificate though.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think I used it like 3 or 4 times, and I know my brother used it at least once. But who knows? Like, who knows who ended up with that fucking thing? And like, it didn't have our name or anything on it. It literally just said 2 free pizzas, thanks to you from whatever FM it was fucking called at that point. And yeah, it's just a great pizza heist, is how I remember it. We're just heisting pizzas.
That just reminds me of like the old equivalent of like if your school was giving out like icy poles at lunch and they would put a stamp on your hand and then you'd go to the back of the queue after you get your icy pole, eat your icy pole while you're waiting in line, and then you would like lick your finger, rub off the stamp, and then get another one.
Yeah, but the thing is though, there's some of the things, like particularly like that sort of shit, right? It's like, it's just fucking icy poles, man. Who cares? It's like you what are you going to do with the icy poles that are left over because you were stingy about it?
Mm-hmm.
Just give out all the icy poles. It's it's very similar. Like when I went to the Saints Row thing, and we're like, oh, they do food and stuff here as well. And I was VIP, so I went up to I just said to the woman at the counter, I said, what does this band get me? Like, what can I get with my band of VIP? She's like, it doesn't cover food, but covers everything else in the bar. I'm like, oh, cool. So then I'll just get a heap of drinks for my mates and stuff here as well. And they'll pay for my food because I'm going to give them drinks that they would have had to pay for if I wasn't here. And she's like, that works. I'm like, cool. Math.
Right. Yeah.
Straight up math. But it's not ripping anyone off. It went on a tab. Someone paid it. But it's that whole mentality. Like, I hate it when people are like, yeah, there's a 1 drink minimum and whatever. And like, I remember I went to it was a work party once, and they were like, at the start of the night, like, there's a limited tab, only basic spirits, wines, and soft drinks and beers. That's it. No cocktails, nothing fancy, whatever, blah blah blah. Right. So everyone had the party and had a good night and whatever else. And then it got down to literally it was 3 of us left. And the boss like, you guys can just finish off the tab and and that's it. Once it's gone, it's gone. And they left. And then I said to the barman, I said, what's left on the tab? And they're like $3,000.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, you guys didn't spend fuck all. I'm like, everyone could have been having cocktails and having a good night. But no, they went like the stingiest way from the start. And then they're just going to leave money sitting on the bar. I'm like, can we like get your most expensive cocktails? Like 6 of them. And
what was the most expensive one?
I don't know. I blacked out that night. We just stayed at the bar until we drank until we couldn't feel ourselves anymore. I remember it was me, one other person, and my mate, and we walked out the front. And my mate came sprinting out the front, straight across the road, and just vomited all over this bloody bush. He'd had so much to drink. I could barely walk. And I was just like stumbling home, and it was so. And like the next day, I was sick, and like I was just sick at work. And they're like, "Wow, man, how much did you drink last night?" And I'm like, "Well, after the party ended, and the restrictions were lifted, so to speak, we just lit up. I'm sure we still left like $1,000 on that bar, but we tried. Like we're doing shots, and I think they had like $30 cocktails or $40 cocktails or something. It's that thing of, all right, well, guys, if it's going to go to waste, don't fucking waste it. Don't be so fucking stingy about it all. Yeah. But yeah, that particular boss was just a fucking tight ass anyway. So that was the moral of that story. But yeah, I was just remembering that back in the day when people just didn't give a shit, they'd just literally write on the piece of paper, I owe you 1 pizza, and then go. That was all they do. Where, I don't know, generated barcode or QR code these days. It's fucking whatever. Yeah. That was the great pizza heist of my childhood. Probably,
I was trying to think, do I have any stories like that? But I really don't, except for the fact, if there was ever like good samples being handed out, especially if they're like full-size samples anywhere, we would then be split up as a family and everyone would go and grab some. And I remember doing this at the Melbourne show in the food hall quite a bit. Like somebody was handing out like full-size samples of, I think it was even just cooking cream for some reason.
I think you guys care too much, because I remember this sort of stuff happening, and it would just be like, "Yo, is this stuff free?" And I'll be like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay," and I'll just grab it like a stack.
It was 1 per cup. It was like 2 per person.
You don't hang around for that part of the conversation. You go, "Is that free?" And when they say yeah, then you take it all and run.
Okay, well, this is why I have you, so you can take samples. I mean, I guess we did it when we went to the movies the other night to see Prey, when we were invited.
Again, they lined up 5,000 water bottles and fucking 5,000 popcorns for like an event with maybe 500 people there.
Yeah.
Where's that shit
and I wanted
afterwards?
all the water bottles, so we just loaded up on them.
Have I told you the story about John Farnham?
No.
All right, this is going to be the last story, because this is going to be a bit of a showstopper. For those who don't know who John Farnham is, he's the voice of Australia. You better understand it. He's also Sadie the cleaning lady if you're really old. He's a musician, and he's been around for ancient. He's ancient at this point. Let's face it. He would probably be my parents. Well, not my parents, but my mother's favorite artist, I guess, for her life of growing up and everything else. So John Farnham, he did like what he called the last tour, which was like not his last tour because he still tours. But part of the last tour was that he wanted to go to all these different towns all through Australia, right? Had this whole setup where they had this huge marquee, like a circus tent stage and everything set up, and they'd go to small towns and do all these different shows, which included coming to my hometown back up in old mate Mildura, where they set up in the middle of a footy oval. They set this huge marquee and stage and everything else. Anyway, my mother went to the first night show, and then she's like, "Wow, it's great, blah blah blah," and I don't give a shit. Johnny Farnsey does some hits, all right. John Farnsey does some hits, but I don't care, right? But my mother's like, "Wow, we should go to this John Farnham concert. Like, we don't have tickets or anything, but we can just like stand outside the fence and listen to it." And then like, there's no option when you're a child, right? You just get dragged along. So we get dragged to this John Farnham concert, which has got this like fucking cattle fence stuck around it to stop anyone from getting anywhere near the bloody tent. And there's a few people that are just like hanging out by the fence and listening to what you could hear through the distorted whatever. Anyway, we're standing there, and my mum's like trying to tell me how it's so good in there, and you guys are really missing it. You should really want to go in and check it out, stuff like that. And then it's like, this fence is kind of loose, and just kind of popped it off its hinges. And she's like, "Oh!" And then as soon as the fence sort of went down, so to speak, everyone just started bum rushing the fucking stage.
Oh, like, as you do, like straight away.
So she's like pushing me and like my brothers and sister and stuff, pushing us all into the fucking thing. Everyone's like bolting for this tent, and there's this fat ass security guard who's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna have to run for the first time in my life to stop these people." Like, you could see that his soul was leaving his body as he's like, "Fuck me, I have to stop all these Karens from getting to the stage." Right? We get into the fucking tent, and my mum's like, "Split up, everyone split up," and everyone so we all just went and sat with random families. And the security guard came in. He's like trying to figure out where everyone was, couldn't find us, and then we sat and watched the last like 20 minutes of the fucking concert. And then we like all snuck back out because they're like looking for people in the audience as they're like trying to leave afterwards. So found like my uncle's ex-husband or auntie or whatever, I don't know, some distant relative that I vaguely remember. And I was just hanging out with them as I was like sneaking back out so I didn't get caught by security. But yeah, we basically stole John Farnham tickets. We broke into a show. No, but not me. My mother broke us into a John Farnham show because I would never break into a John Farnham show myself, not by choice.
No. But it reminds me of, I think it was quite a few months back when there was clips of a bunch of teenagers breaking down a fence basically and rushing into a music festival.
Yep.
I can't remember which one it was, but there was all the kids ran off except for one kid got stopped because he had a prosthetic leg.
Yeah, it was a cripple. The only guy the security guard could stop was the guy with one leg.
I felt bad. I was like, the security guard's picking on the guy with no leg.
Man, if I was that security guard, I'd be like this. Seriously, if I was like, I mean, to a degree, obviously, safety, you don't want people, crushing whatever. But if there's like, you go to big day out, there's fucking acres of whatever land there. There's no people there, So then if there's another 50 people that are stomping through the gate, as a security guard, I'd be like, "Oh no, stop. Please stop. Don't go in there. This is the worst thing ever. How dare you? Like, what the fuck's going to happen? Am I going to get fired?"
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once the show's over, I'm done anyway. It's whatever. It's not a big deal. But yeah.
Gotta pick and choose your battles.
Choose your battles. But yeah, so there you go. My mother broke me into a John Farnham concert. You can ask her that yourself one day and just go, "Yo, is it true that you're a fucking criminal?"
I'm sure she would love that. Yeah.
She did it. There's no denying it happened. But yeah, it was literally that. It was literally that clip. But unfortunately, in this case, it was probably the security guard that had one leg. The poor bastard was not. There's no stopping us.
Speaking of criminals, though, there's a topic that I want to hear about because I didn't actually see it. A seal that broke into a New Zealand home.
Yeah, and did what? Have you read the article?
No, I haven't. That's why I'm asking you to explain it to me.
Seal breaks into a New Zealand home, traumatizes the cat, and hangs out on the couch.
It's so cute, though. Look at it. It's like a little cat anyway.
A curious young seal has been returned to the sea after breaking into a New Zealand home, harassing the resident cat and hanging out in the hallway for a couple of hours while the children slept upstairs, miraculously ruining nothing. So the seal did nothing. He just came in.
He did a good job. Yeah, he's hanging out and traumatized the cat for life. The cat probably was just confused as to why he had no legs.
Oh my God. He broke into a marine biologist's house. That's just convenient.
Well, talk about taking your work home with you. It's a little fur seal. It's so
Ross
cute.
said the seal managed to make its way through 2 cat flaps and get into the house. He believes had encountered the family's territorial cat Coco outside. Holy shit! Yeah, so basically the seal kicked the ass of the cat and then made his way into the house and made himself at home. This is the gist of it. And
the seal spent some time in the spare room and on the couch before they managed to usher it out the front door and into the garden. It was making itself at home. Oh my god.
I guess, like all teenagers, they don't necessarily make sensible decisions. Fair call.
I want a pet seal now. That's so cute. Look at its little face. Little seal, so cute.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you probably don't expect. You don't expect to see seal. I remember once I was at my parents' place for one Christmas. I was laying in my hammock, and there's kangaroos and snakes and all that sort of stuff. But what I didn't expect was this fucking goanna just came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
He just came running towards me. I'm like, what the fuck is that giant dinosaur doing? It was going for the kiddie pool. It was a bit warm that day. He just wanted to go for a swim.
Goannas are cute. Goannas are just lizard puppies.
I disagree, but sure.
I like all lizards. I think all lizards are pretty cute. Then again, this is coming from the person with the bone shelf, so.
You do have a bone shelf. I've never seen a goanna, not at my place before. That was the first time. I had it once while camping. I remember it was hot. We're in the water fishing, and I just looked back up the sandbank, and just to see a tail going into a tent, and I'm like, I hope that's not a snake. So, turned out to be a goanna. Kind of get a nice little spot to curl up.
Great.
Animals, man.
We need another cat.
We don't. We have one.
And Chip will be occupied if we have a second cat.
Get him a lizard.
Is that permission? Can I get a lizard?
Do you have to have a reptiles license anywhere here?
So you need.
Yes.
Some no.
Yes.
Not necessarily. Some lizards yes. Some lizards no. I think.
Okay. Well,
I'm not sure. I'll find out and I'll get it.
I want the big one. I want the ones that are used to be dinosaurs.
I want a tengu. Have you seen the tengu that's on TikTok?
I don't know what
it's basically a tengu is like in this case it's a really big fat red lizard and he's got like really fat cheeks and they're like a pointy face. Yeah, they're super super wild looking. But basically, there's this woman who has a tengu, and she basically lets it sleep in like a dog crate, and then in the morning it like waits for it to unlatch the door and goes out into the yard and basically acts like a dog. It's a dog. It's a tengu dog, and he's very cute.
I did see a TikTok where there was like a mother cat had their kittens and everything else, and then like the next day they were checking on the kittens, and there was a duck in there, like a duckling. And they're like,
Is the cat found?
Where'd this come from? And the duck just goes on with cat now. He just lives with the kittens. They don't know where it came from. Just wandered into their house.
We could get a duck. I kind of want a pigeon. A pigeon would be cool.
God, there's pigeons outside. Go touch some grass.
Sure.
Go touch grass. All right, there's pigeons out there.
I'll share a picture of what a tengu looks like for you, but everyone else can look it up.
Ugly.
Yeah, it is ugly. It's pretty ugly. It looks
like a penis. Like an
with a rash. Yeah.
Why would you want that as a pet?
I don't know. There's a lot of people have them apparently.
Right.
There you go.
Anyway, we should wrap things up because we're going to be we've got some charity streams and stuff. Oh my God! Stop posting. Ugh. Posting pictures of it.
Tengu.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap things up because we got some charity streams and some streams and stuff coming up next. So, Shelby, do you want to plug anything that you are possibly working on or doing?
Yes, you can find stuff about me at shellbunny.com, but also I'm opening a GTA server. Yay! Progress is going really well. So if you're interested, it's called Bliss RP.
It may or may not be open before GTA 6 comes out.
You can find a link to join Bliss RP within the ZombiesLvBacon Discord.
Can you?
Yeah, because I've linked it.
Where?
In one of the chats. I'll link it again. I'll put it in the RP chat.
I don't think you have.
I definitely have. Well, I will. There will be, by the time they listen to this, there will be.
And you can find me everywhere, ZombiesLvBacon. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff happening in the next few weeks. So there should be some interesting podcasts to go along with them, but we might be a little bit chaotic in the process. Also fun. But yeah, make sure you check us out. I've got a few videos even that have been going up on the YouTubes, so make sure you check that out. Our podcast goes up there as well, so it's a good place to watch everything. And hopefully we will see you next week, and with some new guests. I think maybe Vince has recovered from COVID by then. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got it again.
Got it again. Got to catch them all. Every variant. That's a Pokemon joke. So it's a funny joke, Shelby.
It's funny.
Shelby? It's funny. That's right. You laugh. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Mwah.